Dear friends, today I want to give you an idea about the Doka system, which is commonly used here for the shuttering of slab. The Doka system, as you can see from here, consists of different elements. Let me name them first. These vertical elements are known as proof jacks. All these vertical elements which are you seeing here are all proof jacks. This element which gives support to the proof jack is known as tripod. The yellow colored timber which you see here are the Doka beams running in transverse direction to each other. The timber or the Doka beam which is in direct contact with the vertical support proof jacks are known as primary beams, whereas the beams which runs in the transverse direction to the main beams or primary beams are known as secondary beams. If you can see here, the primary beam starts over there and reaches up to here. The length of each Doka beam is written on the timber, and here we have 4.5 meter. As I can zoom it now, you can see here the length of this beam, this Doka beam, is 4.5 meter. So we have to give the support at the start, at the end, in such a way that there must be a tripod here and also a tripod there. And the other region, the remaining region, you can give simple proof jacks. These supports are proof jacks with tripod at the start and at the end, but the other supports are only just the proof jacks. Another very important element that you must know is the U-head. As you can see here, to connect these primary beams to the proof jack, we use a U-head. This is the element which accommodate two beams, whereas the U-head there accommodates only one primary beam and connects it with the proof jack. Another question which comes in mind is how to keep the distance between the proof jacks. So of course it must be according to the approved shop drawings. But if you are working on a project where you don't have to approve the shop drawings, so then you have to put one proof jacks with tripod at the start and at the end, and then you have to place each proof jack at 50 centimeter apart. At the end sides, you have to put the U of less size, whereas at the intermediate positions where there will be an overlap of beams, so you have to put the U-head of greater sizes so that it can accommodate the two beams. As you can see over here, it runs over there, another overlap is there, and it continues till the end of the slab. So again at the end of the slab you have to put U of lesser size to accommodate one beam only, because there will be no overlap. But for the other regions, at the midpoints, at the intermediate points like this one, also we have a point over here, also we have a point over there. So you have to put U head of greater size. Now coming to the secondary beams. as you can see from here that we used 3.90 meter secondary beams which runs in perpendicular direction to the primary beams. The primary beams give support to these secondary beams, or in other words we can say these secondary beams rests on the primary beams. The distance between these primary beams, as you can see in a ribs shape, also depends upon the shop drawings, but if in case you don't have shop drawings, then you have to place them at a space of 40 centimeter from center to center, and it runs along from the one end till the other end also. The Doka system for shuttering is only for the slab. As you can see, we have drop beams also. For drop beams we have to use the conventional carpentry. Suppose we are making this drop beam which runs from this column to that column. So if you can see, the surveyor has already marked the levels, and these levels in our side are 1 meter above the finished floor level. The carpenter will mark points for the bottom of the drop beam on this column over there, and also the bottom of the beam on that column from the level mark as per the drawings. Then the carpenter will put a kicker or jumper over here, and also a jumper on the next side of the beam. After the jumper, he will put this shutter, if you can see the bottom shutter, he will put this shutter on this support and also on that support. So now he fixed this bottom shutter for the beam. After that, he will put the supports. The vertical supports are proof jacks to give support for the beam. After supports, he will fix the plywood on the internal, and after the steel work, he will put the plywood on the external sides of the beams. And after that, he will fix the tie rods. He will fix the tie rods to give it proper supports. Now let me explain to you the loads transfer philosophy. During concreting or after the concrete, the whole weight will come to the primary beams through the secondary beams. The primary beams will transfer the load to the vertical proof jacks, and that proof jacks will give the load to the earth.